People are going to look at Naz's numbers and be impressed by the improvement. What stands out about the changes in his game for you?
Well, I think Naz made a lot of changes last year. I think he's just carried away. One of the things that's really helped Naz this year is being man in the middle on the power play. And so he gets a lot of action in tight. And, you know, he's got courage in those spaces and he's finding ways to score. So that gives you his numbers. The other thing is Nylander on that line, especially when Willie's playing real good and on the puck, gives them an extra offensive bump. But obviously, you know, I still think Naz is early in his journey as a player. He's got a lot. He did a lot of work this summer. He's got to do a ton again next summer, and he's got to keep getting more fit. And the more work you do, the more you prepare professionally yourself, the more benefits you have. And I mean, all you got to do is look at football and look at Tom Brady and see that.
Mike, from game 1 to now 41, where are you seeing the biggest improvements for your group here?
Well, you know, let's not get carried away here. I mean, you know, Ottawa chanced us. We won the game. We got a lot of work to do here. We're getting better. I think understanding what's expected of them, understanding that we're good enough to win every night if you play right. Those things are positive. And so, you know, I guess our biggest improvement is understanding and expectation. As we know where we're supposed to stand and we expect to have success. In saying that, it is game 41. You know, I've been in the league a long time. Lots of things can go good and lots of things can go bad. I think it's just real important we just focus on our 5-game segment and keep trying to win.
Do you feel that this team is getting used to being a winning team and learning how to win game in and game out?
Well, we've done that here of late for sure. And saying that, like I said, you know, and knock on wood here, it wasn't that long, you know, ago one of the teams in the league there was on an 8-game winning streak or suddenly you go the next 10 and you don't win. Like, that's the thing about consistency, and experienced teams seem to just ride the ups and downs longer. My mom always used to put a note on the fridge, let your ups be longer than your downs. There's nothing more true in the National Hockey League than that.
You've got 4 in a row at home. I believe earlier this year you were talking about the tendency sometimes for young kids to want to put on a show at home. Do you find this team's now finding a balance there?
Well, no, I don't think that. I thought we were going real good at home, and then we haven't gone as good at home, and we got to get that back. But obviously, you know, just simple, structured game, playing right, being prepared. You know, and I think you want to get caught up in the energy of doing well and having fun and knowing you're getting better. And I think you want to be professional with your approach, and that when things are going good, you better work even harder, because in life they have a tendency to turn, so you want to just keep grinding.
Do you think you'd be able to play this many rookies and find success?
Yeah, I don't know. I spent a lot of time doing things in the summer on napkins and stuff like that, and you try to work all this out, and you don't really know for sure. You don't know who's going to be ready. So for me to be able to tell you who is all going to be on the team and that, I couldn't even do that for you. So, you know, I didn't know what Zaitsev would be like. I didn't know the kind of impact a lot of guys would have. So no, and yet in saying that, once you start, they show they can play in the NHL, you expect them to be good NHL players, and you expect them to get better.
Has Nikita Zaitsev's experience expedited Morgan's growth at age 22, do you think?
Well, I think so for sure. They're real good players, obviously playing together, you know, and yet that pair can get way better than they've been here this last bit, and they know it. But they're conscientious guys who've got real good skill sets, and they're getting better. Just as you get to know the players, as you get to know the structure of the other teams, as you get to know the penalty kill, the power play, you're going to get better.
You've had some, I guess, continuity with the players since Marty was out. You know, where do you think the blue line is?
Well, I mean, you know, Honey and Pulley do an unbelievable job at the penalty kill, and they just don't seem to get scored on very much. Guards and Carrick really get the puck going, and I think really support the groups. Now, they also get way more ozone starts than anyone else. And then the other guys get the hardest matchups each and every night. So, you know, we seem to have it going not bad there. Obviously, we'd like to get Marty back and healthy, and Frankie's played now too, so that's a positive thing. It's nice to have 8 guys at practice. Just you can practice way harder, but also have numbers.
Will you update on Ben Smith's progress?
Yeah, I asked the same thing to Smitty today. I asked him if he's ever coming back. We could obviously really use him. He's a diligent pro and does things right. He's skating good. I think he gets his pins out in the 19th, and then we go from there.
How much did you know about Curtis McElhaney before you arrived here last week?
Not much. Just, I mean, you know, I'm like everybody else. I can look on the internet and find out where he's from and do all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, you ask around too. And then, you know he's a pro and he's been in the situation many, many times. You know, I think one of the biggest things when you're a goalie, especially their backup, if you just feel in your mind and in your heart that you're going to win, then you have a good chance, and the rest of the team thinks that too. And so I thought he did an excellent job for us the other night, and we look for more of that.
When it comes to the backup, what do you expect from that position as it relates to the team? Like a certain amount of points?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be bad if you don't want to get no points. I mean, that'd be awful to give away. You know, if the guy's playing, let's just say he plays 20 games, you got no points. She's a tough way to make the playoffs. But I mean, I just expect you want to win every single night. They always get the worst start. They always get the worst start. At least here, is that when you're playing for me, you get the back-to-back all the time, and so that's 18 games alone. That's the toughest start. The team's not as fresh in reality.
Like, there's a lot of excitement in the city right now over the Leafs. I know you've mentioned kind of returning them to their rightful place. Is that part of it, of just having those fans have that excitement again?
Well, I think that's great too, but I also think it's important that our team stays in its rightful place, and that, you know, keep your foot on the gas and keep working hard and don't worry about reading all that stuff. Just keep working and doing good things. Now, you want to be excited. I'm pumped about that. You want to expect to have success, but you also, steady on the rudder here. Let's just keep working. We're game 41.